Hey everyone, John Hripko here again for your monthly John's Hazy Crystal Ball segment. Anyways, what exciting news I have for you today. This is unbelievable. Where do I start? I don't know. Anyways, so far this year, the Calgary marketplace has taken off like a bat out of hell, as basically you see in the local media. However, May has slowed down marginally, even though total in the month we had almost 3,000 transactions. But when you compare that over last year, which is what the media is going to be screaming about, it's 177.3% growth over last year. Who cares? Last year was abysmal. This was basically a month and a half after COVID hit us, and everybody basically put the brakes on. So who cares about comparing month to month? Let's look at where reality is. And so far this month, 3,000 transactions is one of the best Mays we've had in well over a decade. That's what's important here, not the year-over-year stuff. Bottom line, new listings, however, are growing. So therefore, you don't see as many multiple offer situations as we had previously. However, the marketplace below that 500, maybe stretching to $600,000 mark is still fairly active. So all in all, the marketplace is great. Values, by the way, have increased about a 10.5% on average from where they were last year. So remember, at this point last year, values had not dropped. It was basically a flat marketplace. We anticipated growth around 3% or so year over year. So far, we have about 10.5. It's actually 10.6%. So quite substantial. Some price categories, as an example, under that $500,000-$600,000 range have increased in value considerably more than the ones that are in the multi-million-dollar range. Interestingly enough, across all segments of Calgary and local area, basically only the inner core, where we have quite a few of the most expensive homes in the entire city, and the northeast segments are the only two portions of all of Calgary and area that have not matched or exceeded the values that they were at the peak of 2014. So pretty interesting right there from that statistic. Where are interest rates going? Well, basically, Bank of Canada previously stated that interest rates will be increasing probably starting 2024. Red flag, newsflash, get prepared. Q3 guaranteed Q4 of next year, 2022, interest rates will be starting to increase, probably by about 0.25% every quarter or so. They want to have a gradual increase so that by 2024, we would have gone from the current rates up another 2 to 2.5 percentage points above where current rates are. So you might ask, wait a second, how are all these buyers are buying houses here in the last year going to be able to afford mortgages at that time? Well, effective today, June 1st, there's a new criteria that the bank has introduced, whereby previously, regardless of what kind of mortgage you can get, so you can get, as an example, of 5-year mortgage for about 1.5, 1.6%, you had to qualify at 4.79%. So they were basically betting and saying, hey guys, you will have to be paying more interest rates, a higher interest rate in the future. So they were prepared for that. As of today, the new standard is you now have to qualify for 5.25%. So they're basically saying with great certainty, interest rates will be increasing, so be prepared. So they're basically, we won't be seeing an influx of massive numbers of foreclosures coming in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Basically, the affordability will be there. Now, on the other side of the coin is what's, gotta look at all my notes here. Anyways, interest rates going up. Condominiums, by the way, apartment-style condominiums, we've got another 3 to 5 years to wait until those values increase. They basically are the white elephant out there. It's going to be a tough patch to get to that point. National daycare program. That's going to cost the feds $1 gazillion. Anyways, how are they going to pay for that? How are they going to pay for all this COVID stuff that they have coming on? By the way, be prepared for a federal election this September or October. One of the reasons the Liberal government is doling out all this money right now is effectively put yourself in the shoes of the recipients. You're getting this money, kind of neat, don't have to work, getting lots of money. Hey, I'm going to vote for these guys. Expect a majority Liberal government this fall. It's a done deal. There's no way to turn that around right now. Anyways, with the National Daycare Program, how are they going to be funding this as well as any of the COVID stuff? Bottom line, the inside track right now is they're going to be taking a good chunk of that thing called a carbon tax. Well, forget about cleaning the environment. They're going to be paying off this the costs that they have going to be incurring with this daycare program. Besides that, they're going to be increasing the GST. Do you realize that every percentage point that they increase the GST by gives them an incremental $8 billion of revenue? So remember, we used to pay 7%. Conservative government, I think it was, dropped it down to 5%. We've been at 5% for quite a while. Expect that to go up at least 1 or 2 points, and maybe even within the next couple of years, expect it to go up maybe even 3 points. Like 8% GST is not going to be outside the realm of reality up there. Beyond that, in the last decade, federal government has introduced over 50 initiatives to try and slow down or basically slow down the real estate marketplace, or have buyers be able to qualify for a higher interest rate, whatever else, to basically reduce demand. The whole thing is they're focusing on the wrong side of the whole equation. It's not reducing demand that they should be working on. They should be increasing the supply. If you have a higher supply, everything levels out, so you won't have these big peaks and valleys that are traditional across the whole country. Expect Vancouver and Toronto prices. Well, Vancouver prices already have started to drop. Expect something similar in certain segments of the Toronto marketplace. However, they have exceeded that tipping point. So the only problem with Toronto is a lot of people can't afford to live there anymore. So therefore, you're going to see the prices settling down because the affordability level simply is not going to be there any longer. Beyond that, will Calgary prices crash? No, they won't. We're basically, as I mentioned previously, back at the values that we were at roughly in at the peak of 2014. So basically, we're on the rebound. Whereas look at the other major cities, Ottawa, Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, etc. They're basically just going into price points that they've never seen before. Okay, average price in Toronto right now is $1.1 million. That's what we hear. We're still under 500,000. So like we're tremendously affordable. We are diversifying our economy considerably. The local government's doing some pretty good searching with the Economic Development Council to bring other industries in here. So they're doing pretty good insofar as increasing our population growth. That's basically all I really have right now for the marketplace. It's really good. We continue to sell, quite a bit of homes like across the whole city, not ourselves, but the whole marketplace. And we expect that to remain relatively flat going through the rest of the year. We will not have the same peak values and the volumes that we had for the first 4 or 5 months of the year. We expect that to basically flatten out, and expect basically between now and the end of the year an incremental 3-ish% increase in values. So that's basically it there. What else do I have? Oh yeah, I just finished writing another book. So if you are thinking about this or know somebody in these throes, hopefully it's not you. Basically, it says taking charge of your home sale during divorce. Basically, a guide to getting the resolution you deserve. Basically, 210 pages of explaining everything you need to know about selling your home when you're going through the traumatic time frame of getting through a divorce. Obviously, not a pleasant scenario. And the last thing you ever thought about is, how do I sell my home when basically I'm splitting from my partner? So if you like a copy of this or know somebody who could make use of it, give us a call, reach out, and we'd be more than pleased to send you a copy, pick one up, or whatever the case is. Anyways, thanks a lot for listening. It's the marketplace is good. We are not going down a deep hole here. The market is going to stay steady, flat. As I said, interest rates will still have another 6 quarters to go before they're going to start increasing. So this is a great time to look at your situation. Is this a good time for you to consider buying a revenue property? Because rentals will get to be more and more desirable. Alternately, maybe it's a time for you to upgrade into a bigger, larger home. Or for many of us, time to reflect and say, do I need this big 2-story home? Maybe I should be downsizing into something smaller, like a bungalow, villa, or whatever else suits your fancy. Anyways, thanks a lot. Talk to you soon. Until next month, enjoy yourselves and enjoy the weather. Thank you.